Meghan Markle is in crisis after a series of epic disasters, including the total failure of her tell-all interview with Emma Grede.
Tyler Perry, the Hollywood titan who once sheltered Prince Harry and Meghan from palace turmoil, has quietly put his $14.6 million Montecito mansion on the market. And the secret is out. That stunning estate was never theirs. They never paid a cent. They've been living on borrowed favor, and now that favor has evaporated. When the real estate listing went live, insiders say Harry and Meghan plunged into panic mode. The sale laid bare the fantasy at the heart of their American dream. The myth that they bought this luxury retreat as proof of financial independence has completely unraveled. And worse still, it wasn't just a house. It was a symbol of their whole Hollywood reinvention.
Allegations against her BFF and Lilibet's godfather, no less, Tyler Perry, and now this from her ally.
It was a grand narrative, a stage, a showcase they paraded to prove they'd broken free and landed on solid ground. But if those walls could talk, they'd confess. This wasn't home. They were just guests behind borrowed doors. Tyler Perry's Montecito estate is no ordinary house. Sprawled across 18,000 square feet of opulent living behind gated walls in Santa Barbara's poshest enclave. It starred in their Netflix docuseries, framed their polished interviews, and served as the crown jewel of their post-royal brand.
For a couple of reasons, actually, because look at this from Princess Carparkle on that disastrous Emma Grede interview. Those dislikes are really climbing.
The Sussexes had made it the ultimate symbol of their fresh start, an oasis of authenticity, privacy, and success. But now Tyler Perry has listed the property for sale, buyers already battling to own what Harry and Meghan once claimed as theirs. And the media frenzy is in full swing. For a duo who swore they had purchased the mansion and planned to stay forever in Montecito, this bombshell is more than a PR disaster. It's a complete credibility collapse. Public records show they never held title, no deed, no mortgage, no escrow.
Meghan's in crisis this week. Nothing's working. And People magazine, which she has just spent the past 2 years coveting, has decided to become Team Catherine all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see how
that entire setup was a straight-up rental under Tyler Perry's name, hidden behind private LLCs and strict legal mumbo-jumbo. But silence can only last so long, and Perry's call to sell blew the facade to pieces. Insiders say he'd put up with the deal for 5 years, but rising tensions, cash flow clashes, and media burnout finally forced his hand. Now that misstep is costing Harry and Meghan far more than housing. It's costing them their credibility. The fact they kept implying they owned the place long after it was purely a rental is now being slapped down as a deliberate fabrication.
Shifting to the downfall, Meghan can't ever seem to climb up to get above all the things that are happening to her, and anything that she does will continually fail. She cannot seem to rise above all the backlash that she gets. And
in interviews, press releases, and promo spots, they build Montecito as their home. But now legal filings and public property records expose the truth. It never was. The catastrophe lies in how central this estate was to their rebrand. When they left the UK, Montecito was marketed as their visual and emotional reboot. It stood as Meghan's fortress of calm, Harry's break from royal tradition, and their children's sanctuary away from palace scrutiny. They shot scenes in its grand halls, posed in its lush gardens, and recorded voiceovers in its bedrooms. It filled every frame, every segment, every global broadcast.
To make a reckoning for all the horrible things that she has done. No one's going to give her grace. No one's going to give her a real opportunity to shine the way she thinks she should be shining, because there is this immense amount of negative.
Now that very estate is up for public bidding, and Meghan and Harry, they're not even in the race. Sources reveal they simply can't bid. Financial records show the Sussexes failed to secure the financing to purchase the mansion outright. Deals collapsed and loan lines evaporated. With their $100 million Netflix deal nearing its end and Spotify already dropping their podcast partnership, The power couple who once packaged future royalty in Hollywood now face crushing debt and zero equity. Royal experts are dubbing this the dramatic unraveling of a brand built entirely on borrowed wealth.
Family people will never forget, but Meghan wants to keep trying, like people should just take this as a new moment and let her shine. It will never, ever, ever happen. She has done horrible things to a very powerful and beloved woman of the monarchy. She cannot move forward.
All this time, the Sussexes touted themselves as self-made success stories, boldly cutting royal ties to chart their own course. But stripped of both crown protection and Tyler Perry's shelter, they stand starkly exposed. The mansion was never their own, just like their facade of financial clout. It was more fragile than they let on. Tyler Perry's quiet keeps adding gasoline to the blaze. Known for loyalty and discretion, he usually stays behind the scenes, but this time the curtain has been yanked away, and he's chosen not to rewrite the script.
Fun to watch this happen because we see the payback now. The payback is how you are going to be received forever until you make a reckoning. So yeah, we love it, and it will happen continually.
So, P. Dinah, how is she going to deal with all of these new crises? I mean, look, I want to come specific.
No statement has been issued, no defense offered, no clarifications made. Silence is its own verdict. Behind closed doors, many believe Perry's patience has snapped and he's walked away from the Sussexes. It was Perry who flew them into California on a private jet when they first fled royal duties. He provided round-the-clock security, offered them sanctuary, and shielded them from Hollywood's backlash. His Montecito mansion wasn't just real estate, it was their fortress. Now it's back on the market, and that fortress has crumbled. The loss of that safe haven is more than just symbolic. It leaves Harry and Meghan desperately scrambling for a new refuge as the estate opens for bids.
The relaunch of As Ever, the products being stocked tomorrow. No one's talking about that. No one's watched her big relaunch interview. She's already sacked virtually all of the former PR team. I mean, how is she going to deal with these new crises?
Finding a replacement won't be easy. Montecito isn't just any suburb. It's ultra exclusive, sky high in price, and fiercely competitive. Swapping in another 22-acre ocean view fortress like Perry's demands ready cash, solid income proof, and serious investor backing, none of which Harry and Meghan seem to have locked down. And the timing is brutal. Meghan's new lifestyle brand is still finding its footing, especially after the FDA pulled her jam line and cast doubt on what comes next. Meanwhile, Harry's tied up in legal battles on both sides of the Atlantic. That's a lot to digest when you're racing the clock for a new sanctuary.
I'd take a minute to take that in, and I thought I'd be honored. I'd absolutely be honored. And I got off the phone, took it all in, then I called him back. I go, hold on a second. Does this mean we got to go over there and do all of that in the church with them and figure all that out? Because I don't want to.
From security lawsuits to charity fund probes, the Sussexes' Montecito saga is far from one-off. It's the latest in a series of public boasts followed by private crashes, yet they stay eerily quiet. Their reps offer nothing. No corrections, no clarifications, no transparency about the rental deal or upcoming sale. Meanwhile, Hollywood insiders and royal watchers are glued to the property listings, tracking every move and counting down the days. Once Perry seals the sale, Harry and Meghan will have no choice but to pack up and leave.
Okay.
Speed Diner, you know, that type of moral superiority over the royal family. And yet, it seems, according to these text messages in this lawsuit, that this dude is, you know, a Philip Schofield type, a closeted gay.
With the story out, Meghan and Harry have no more spin control. For Meghan, who insisted privacy was everything, the irony stings. The very wall she claimed as her shield now betrayed her. That property she trumpeted as a pillar of stability has laid bare her precarious reality, and the ally who once safeguarded their image in silence has walked away without a peep. This fallout cuts much deeper than headlines. Now, every future deal, endorsements, network pitches, or property ventures faces the same burning question. Can the Sussex brand recover from this credibility blow?
Want to be morally superior?
Absolutely. I mean, this man is always talking church and God and all these things, but behind the scenes, he's doing some things that are not so cool, right? And, I've been hearing a lot about Tyler Perry for.
If they've been fudging their living situation for years, what else might they twist? A reputation for untruthfulness is toxic in both royal circles and Hollywood Hills, and no Netflix contract can scrub away that stain. Deep inside palace corridors, the Montecito fiasco drew zero sympathy. Insiders say this collapse was inevitable, warning that Harry and Meghan's money missteps without an institutional safety net would catch up to them. Some even call Perry's sale a wake-up call. They've still failed to heed. As that gavel hits, the Sussex brand stands exposed, and their next move hangs in the balance.
This man has got receipts. He's got the receipts. And just to let you also know, Dan, that I heard that Meghan is trying to get the relationship with Tyler Perry annulled in the church. She's trying to go back on him being the godfather of.
Even so, one burning question remains. Will Meghan Markle dare show up at public events amid this scandal? Will she face the cameras while the very house she used as the emblem of her new life goes under the hammer? And what about Harry? Will he attempt damage control or carry on as if nothing has shifted? The property has officially hit the market, with Tyler Perry's $14.6 million Montecito mansion now up for grabs and eager buyers already lining up with offers. One fact is crystal clear. They moved in under relentless media scrutiny, touting a vision of freedom, independence, and sovereignty. Now every spotlight reveals a story of exposure and irony. Now every headline screams it. They never owned this estate. They never even came close. The real shock isn't just the listing, it's what this expose does to the entire foundation of their American reinvention. Their post-royal identity, built on promises of freedom and financial independence, has been shattered. This wasn't merely a shift in property ownership, it was the crumbling of their credibility. Meghan and Harry spent years marketing Montecito as their private haven, a symbol of a fresh start and a space to share their truth. But that haven is up for sale, and they're not even in the running to buy it. And Tyler Perry's silence throughout this fiasco, it's louder than any statement he could make. No denials, no clarifications, no heartfelt goodbyes to the couple he once championed as displaced royals. That deafening quiet signals distance, disappointment, and brutal finality. Now every future deal, from network pitches to brand partnerships, hangs under skepticism. If they misrepresented home ownership, what else might be smoke and mirrors? The Sussex's American brand teeters on the brink of a credibility collapse. Insiders say Perry felt exploited. His generosity turned into a long-lasting publicity prop for people who never planned to stand on their own 2 feet. Now, with Hollywood attention moving on, Perry cut ties cleanly. The mansion is officially on the market. With his protection gone, the Sussexes are racing against time in real life. One Hollywood source reveals Tyler once gave them a golden window to prove themselves. But that window never stayed open forever. It's now slammed shut, and the public's view of Harry and Meghan is shifting fast. This used to be about bold truth-tellers and exiled royals making it in America, but now Meghan and Harry look like overextended brand operators, selling a luxury lifestyle they could never afford. What's more shocking is how fiercely they push the idea of ownership in every interview, documentary, and social post. They build Montecito as their home. The words were chosen, the message was fixed, but it was all false. Behind every polished edit and scenic photo spread lay a simple lease agreement, a borrowed residence, and an unspoken reliance on Tyler Perry's hospitality.